Hello and welcome. We're going to be talking about listening. There's a cycle God sets down in Exodus 23:10 through 13. That 7 year cycle in Hebrew is called Shemitah, Shamatah. The first five letters in that word are Shema, meaning listen or hear. There are many places in the Word where God tells us to do just that. Seven of the most important ones are in those Revelations 2 and 3 letters to the churches, and at the end of each one, he tells them to shema what the Spirit is saying. If they do, it will enable them to overcome the consequences given if they do not. Those letters are warning them to clean up their act and repent. Those warnings also apply to the church of today. It's time for us to Shema. It's time to be under Psalm 91, which is under God's protecting wings. Read about those 10 plagues that came upon Egypt because Pharaoh refused to Shema. In the New Testament, Ananias and his wife knew it was wrong to lie, but they did, and immediately they were dead on the same day, just hours apart. God has given this world of his a time limit to listen, and that time is just about up. His warning about the coming flood was to have Noah build that ark. He did, but everyone laughed and thought he was crazy. God used Esther to save her people from the death warrant that Haman had put out on them. She fasted and prayed, then went and told her husband the king what Haman had planned. Now, fast forward to when God called Billy Graham to preach. He told him to go around this nation and the world holding crusades to bring people to his saving knowledge. Mr. Graham did just that. Millions did Shema and come to Christ. God also used David Wilkerson, telling him to go to the streets of New York City and seek out drug addicts and prostitutes, then tell them about Jesus. Thousands did Shema, and their lives were changed. There's power in listening to the word. Miracles come when we do, but they also come when we do not to get our attention so that we will Shema. When Solomon was teaching his children the Proverbs, he told them to Shema and that they would have a long life and it would be blessed. As we read them, God is telling us the same thing. And that's why He gave us 2 ears to make sure we would Shema. We learn things when we listen. Yes, most of those worldly things are good, but some are not. That's why He gives us discernment. God will do, and He does whatever it takes to get us to Shema. He loves us so much, He wants us to Shema so we don't have to suffer the consequences when we don't. How many times does He try to get our attention and we just blow Him off, which is a bad idea, as we have seen? Right now, God is telling us to Shema because Jesus is coming at an hour when we do not know. Matthew 24:36. He told the 5 maidens to keep their lamps burning so they would not miss the coming of the bridegroom. Therefore, like them, we need to keep our lamps burning. And the other 5 maidens missed him when they went to buy more oil for their lamps. Matthew 25, 1 through 13. In ice hockey, when a player breaks a rule, he has to spend time in the penalty box. In basketball, the other team gets a free throw. In a football game, they lose yards. It's time to get out of that penalty box, stop getting free throws against us, and stop losing yardage. It's time to listen up, then stand up and start praying up so that we can go up. We need to follow the advice of the hymn, "Rise up, O men of God." Then look up and lift up that cross. We need to tune up our spiritual ears and Shema. Where the Spirit of the Lord is, ears are open and deaf ears are opened. Ask Him to open yours so you can Shema. It's said there's an art to listening, and we need to learn it again because it's been lost too long. 2 Peter 1:17 is where God says, "This is my beloved Son, whom I am pleased with." Listen to him. You may send your prayer requests to heanswerstwo@gmail.com.